All right. Welcome to the Phoenix Suns at Los Angeles Lakers post-game live show, also known as Suns Geek's just going to ramble and talk about a few things, answer some questions because this was the second to last game of the Phoenix Suns regular season. And with the fourth seed clinched, the Suns decided to rest Kevin Durant, Chris Paul, Devin Booker, and DeAndre Ayton. Still amazing that we can say that Kevin Durant plays for the Phoenix Suns, isn't it? But yeah, they rested their starters tonight. The Lakers, who are, you know, not only trying to make the playoffs, but, stay out of the playing or, not fall further back in the playing tournament race and everything. They were actually playing for something tonight. And you could tell kind of by both teams that the energy and really just the vibe overall wasn't like these two teams were necessarily playing for anything too crazy. But I still thought that the energy level was pretty good, especially for the Phoenix Suns. And I think that that's something that you want to see your team have, and yes, I am going to address the injuries later, but even before all that happened, I felt like the Phoenix Suns had really good energy despite them not playing really for anything. They were just out there playing. If anything, this was just a big practice for Josh Okogie, Torrey Craig, and the Suns reserves. Um, so you guys, if there was ever a live show where I was going to address the chat a lot of the time and answer questions, this is going to be that show. Because, yeah, I'm going to talk about a few things, but again, it doesn't really matter. Like, it's not like we're going to look back later in the season and be like, oh man, that second to last Suns Lakers game that second game of the or second to last game of the regular season, that's the game that I took a lot away from. No, we're not going to do that. We know what this team is. We know how good they are when everybody's healthy. And all that matters now is the NBA playoffs. Now, don't get me wrong, there are things that we can kind of take away from certain players, but as a team, we didn't even have our team out there. So don't overreact to this loss, Suns fans. The fourth seed is already clinched. We could lose. We could lose tomorrow or on Sunday, and it doesn't matter. So relax, Suns fans. And with that being said, y'all, can't believe I've already talked for 4 minutes already. Gonna crack open this good old Coca-Cola, and we'll get started. Make sure to get those questions, Suns related, NBA related. Ask me anything you want. Just keep it, cool. Keep it cool with those questions, and we'll get started. Cheers. And I guess we should address the elephant in the room. The unfortunate elephant in the room, I should say. And that is when I can find the banner, the injuries to Bismack Biyombo and Cameron Payne. Okay. First off, super unfortunate for Bismack Biyombo, who, first off, I thought he was playing extremely well in this game. I mean, literally the first possession of the game, he got blocked by Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis went for a coast-to-coast score. And then the next possession down the court, Busy blocked him. It was like a block fest out there. Like him and Busy seemed to be going at it a lot of this game. Busy was working his tail off against Anthony Davis, kind of like the last time we played the Lakers. He must really like to play against Anthony Davis because he seems to have more energy, more bounce, better defense when he's playing Anthony Davis. And I was praising him last live show with my good friends over at the Suns Jam Session podcast. I was praising Busy, when he played Joel Embiid and Anthony Davis, whatever it was, like a week or two ago. He is an incredible, serviceable backup center. And it sucks what happened to him. If you did miss what happened to him, I believe Anthony Davis was just driving in and kind of threw his knee a little too hard into Busy's knee, and Busy got the worst of it. And you could tell from the moment that Busy fell, or not even fell, from the moment those knees hit, he was just in pain. And he kind of landed, I think, a little awkwardly as well. And he was just, down in pain, grabbing that knee. And I hope he's okay. Now, I didn't see it, but I believe he had to be helped off the court. I think that's what the media was saying. Um, and you know what? Sometimes I'm trying to stay as optimistic about this as I can. Sometimes some injuries look a lot worse. I mean, who knows? Maybe he put some ice on it, rest for a few days, and he'll be feeling better. I don't know. I hope he's okay. I'm praying he's okay because if Busy's going to miss any time in the playoffs, I think that is going to be a big loss for the Suns. And that's crazy to say about your backup center, but it's true, you guys. And we can talk about it a little bit later about the depth of this team. But Bismack Biyombo has been so good as of late, and he has experience in this league, and we are going to need him in the playoffs. So before we talk about Campaign's injury, which I mean, I'm concerned, obviously. I hope he's okay because he did land pretty damn hard. It looked like on the tailbone or whatever. I hope he's okay. But let me get to some comments first. Again, you guys, this is sort of going to be like a Q&A show, like a comment show. So get your comments in, get your questions in, and we will continue on. So shout out to my guy, Mark Cooper. Hi, Geek. Great effort by the Suns. I completely agree. They hung in there until the last 5 minutes. I hope Biyombo is okay. We need him for rebounding and blocks. I completely agree with you, Mark. Shout out to my guy Casey, formerly known as NBA Uni Tracker. He says, "Hey, look, it's Suns Geek." Shout out to my guy Casey. Go check out his YouTube channel. He just did a reaction video to those new Brooklyn Nets jerseys. So shout out to my guy Casey. Let's see here. Would you rather play Shamit or Damian Lee? That's a great question from I don't want to even butcher your name, but you know what? I might I feel like that I don't know. Like I wanted to get optimistic with that question, but then I was like, if I say Landry Shamit, people are going to think I'm like Monty Williams because Monty Williams is like in love with Landry Shamit. But at the same time, Landry Shamit can provide you with some good minutes, and he can be a threat out there, even though he is definitely in a slump right now. I don't even know what he finished with tonight, to be honest with you. 7 points, 2 threes made. So yeah, Landry Shamit's definitely in a slump. But at the same time, like I don't know if I trust Damian Lee either. So I don't know. Let's see. Payne is unplayable. I don't agree with that. There's probably a troll in here. Christopher Garcia says Ish needs to stop shooting them threes. I don't know if I agree with that either, man. I know that he was 0 for 7 tonight, but the reason I don't know if I agree with that is because what else is he supposed to do out there? I mean, we all know he can play a little bit of defense. He gives you that hustle and energy. He's a big body out there. But don't forget that Dallas Mavericks game when he hit those clutch 3-pointers late in the game. This kind of goes back to probably a lot about what we're going to talk about tonight, you guys, is we're going to just need better performances from our entire bench, from our bench guys. And like with Landry Shamit going 2 for 5 from 3 and Ish Wainwright going 0 for 7, we're going to need just consistency. These guys got to start hitting shots. I said that last live show. I've said it so many times this season. These guys got to start hitting shots. And there's going to be a game where it's going to happen. So I don't know. I really just do not know, you guys. Okay, let's see. My Lakers were playing bad and Anthony Davis is soft. Well, if Anthony Davis is soft and still finished with 14, 21 boards and 4 assists, then y'all must have some pretty high standards because, in my opinion, that's pretty good. I know that he didn't shoot very well. I don't believe he got to the free throw line 6 for 7 from the free throw line, but still, I don't know. Anthony Davis is one of the best players when he's healthy, in my personal opinion. But again, maybe it was the impact of Bismack Biyombo for the first like 5-6 minutes that he was in the game. Okay, let's see. Um, Wait, so if Biombo is out for you guys, that backup center for the playoffs now, yeah, Jock Lindell. Jock Lindell is going to be another guy that's going to need to step up big time. And Jock Lindell actually had a really good game. So let's just go ahead and go down the list, y'all. We're just going to be reacting to some numbers and everything. Because again, there's really not too much to take away from this game, in my personal opinion. But another great performance from Torrey Craig. Torrey Craig had an incredible game last game and the game before that, in my opinion. He's really been playing well with lots of great energy. And, I've said it before, I'll say it again. This is a guy that's going to be a big time unit off of the Phoenix Suns bench, and we're going to need him. We're going to need him for his defense, his rebounding, his energy. And I thought that Torrey Craig was really good tonight. Finished the game with 18 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, and 4 blocks. He was 8 for 12 from the field. The dude just seems to play. He just seems to have these runs and these spurts where he just plays really well, even if it is offensively. But at the same time, going back to the Phoenix Suns bench and them showing consistency and hitting their shots, when Torrey Craig is your leading scorer, that you need more scoring out on the court. So I thought Torrey Craig was fine tonight. 18 points, 29 minutes, hit a couple threes, 4 block shots. Josh Okogie, 29 minutes, 16 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. And again, before Bismack Biyombo went down, I thought that he was actually playing really well. He had 4 points, 3 blocks, and 5 rebounds in 12 minutes. And it's just the way that he guards players like Anthony Davis or Joel Embiid. His energy, his hustle, contesting shots, fighting for rebounds. Like, I hope Busy's okay, man. Like, I really do. Like, I'm going to go. I doubt that Monty Williams and all them know anything right now, but I am going to go see what the media is saying just in case, because usually Monty will be like, oh, I don't know. Okay, so let's react. Actually, hold on. Let me just see how good the audio is. All right. Well, we're gonna react to this. I don't know how great you guys are gonna be able to hear this, because sometimes the I guess the acoustics or whatever in the room, the press room, isn't that great, or it's like just the camera quality. I'm gonna put my headphones on. We're gonna react to what Monty Williams said about the injuries to Cam Payne and Bismack Biyombo. Give me 1 second here, you guys. My apologies, one man show. All right, y'all. Let me just share my screen and we will get started. Shout out to Dwayne Rankin from the Arizona Central. Let's hear what Monty Williams had to say on these injuries.
Coach, at this time of the year, I'm sorry.
No, you go.
At this time of the year, the one thing you don't want is injuries, and you see two guys.
Hopefully, y'all can hear that.
We're grateful that one is they both were like impact contusion type injury, as opposed to something along the lines of something else.
Right.
Biz, we think he went knee to knee,
With Davis.
Cam just landed on that part of your buttocks that if you hit that thing really hard, it just tightens up, the blood goes there, and you can barely lift your leg up. So it's one of the reasons why you're cautious this time of the year. And we're grateful that they weren't worse. So we'll wait to get all the images and official stuff done before we make anything, from an announcement standpoint. But from my standpoint, I'm glad it was, just impact injuries.
Curious, you rarely get a tech, and you got one. What were you seeing that made you?
Look. I don't care who's on the floor. I'm going to compete and fight for our team. I felt like Jock was being held a couple times when he was trying to rebound the ball, and James was right to give me a tech. He said I overstepped the boundary, and I was like, yeah, I think I did. What can you say?
Right.
I have a great rapport with James, so it was nothing bad or belligerent or anything like that. I'm just, making it known that I felt like Jock's getting held. And then the next 2 minutes, 3 minutes later, we get 2 calls on the same thing I was complaining about.
Right.
So, this time of the year, my level is not going to wane, you know. And I hope that, you know, our guys, whether they're in the starting position or they're rotation guys or guys who are in two-way contracts, like you're going to coach the same way. That's how we've always
Preach, Monty.
gone about our business.
The way the guys played.
I love how Monty ended that question and all that. I love the way he ended that. If I heard him correctly, he said, doesn't matter if you're on a two-way contract, you're on the bench, you're going to get coached the same way. You're going to play hard. And that's what I love about this Phoenix Suns team, y'all. And that is why I sound so repetitive on these live shows. Because 10th man, starting lineup, two-way contract, doesn't matter. I don't care what position you are. I don't care what your stats are. This is a whole different ball game, y'all. We are going to the playoffs, and every possession counts. Every game matters. And the standard that Suns fans hold this team to, and that Monty Williams and the franchise holds these players to, these guys got to come out and play hard each and every single night, and they got to be consistent. And that's really what these next few games, or yesterday's game, today's game, Sunday's game is really all about. Excuse me, I got a burp. Excuse me. My apologies. In my opinion, that's what it's all about, y'all. And I cannot repeat this enough. I really feel like we're going to be a dangerous team when that 3 ball starts landing. Because tonight, we only made 9 threes. We attempted 36 of them. I mean, what was the game recently when we had like 13 threes or whatever? Was it like last night when Chris Paul hit like 7 of them? Like, we are a dangerous team when that 3 ball's going in. And, I like what Monty Williams said. He also was talking about the injury as well, that he said that we were pretty fortunate that it was like a contact kind of injury, and hopefully Busy's okay. That's really it. I mean, if you guys are the praying type, pray for Busy and Cam, pray for injuries, or no, don't pray for injury. What am I talking about? Pray that we stay healthy. I'm sorry, you guys. Pray that we stay healthy. Pray that we don't have any injuries. My apologies, y'all. But I hope that Busy's okay. And I hope that campaign's okay. And I pray that we stay healthy throughout the entire playoffs. Because again, you guys, if we do, and if the other team stays healthy, that way there's no arguments at the end of the day. You can't be like, oh, we lost this series because this player wasn't here and this player got injured in this game. So I'm praying that we stay healthy, y'all. Let's keep going here. Again, you guys, get your comments, questions in the chat. Just real quick, I want to address a couple of them. Christopher makes a good point here. I was just happy that Austin Reeves wasn't at the free throw line all night. Exactly. Speaking of Austin Reeves, I got to give him flowers. I got to give him credit. By the way, he only got to the free throw line 5 times tonight. That's a significant improvement than his 20-something or whatever he had last time he played us. But Austin Reeves, 31 minutes tonight, 9 for 13 from the field, 22 points, 5 assists. Dude, that guy just plays hard. I hate to admit it, because last time I was kind of, I was saying, oh, those MVP chats and social media is going crazy and he's overhyped. Like, I guess I kind of get it, especially since the Lakers have so many, fans and attention and media coverage. I get the Austin Reeves hype, and he really does play hard. Let's be real, Suns fans. If Austin Reeves played for the Suns, we'd probably be overhyping him just like the Lakers are. That dude just plays hard. Now, he did kind of get away with like a travel today. He had one play where he kind of drove in. I think he like stopped at one point and then like continued the dribble and just laid it up and in. But that dude drove to the lane so many times tonight. He had that one throwdown dunk when the Suns kind of cleared out and he just drove in and attacked. Just plays hard, man. And finishing with 5 assists. And another thing too is you can tell that the king of the NBA, LeBron James, really likes Austin Reeves. I mean that. I'm sure that he's been teaching him some things. That dude just seems like a workhorse. So shout out to Austin Reeves, man. But yeah, I agree with Christopher here. Okay, moving on with the comments here. So Andrew asks, so when is the Suns Clippers playoff? Or sorry, I can't read. So when is the Suns and Clippers play during the playoffs? I don't know yet. The schedule actually has not been released yet. We'll probably find out after Monday because Sunday is the Suns' last regular season game. I believe it's the last regular season game in general, and then it's play-in tournament week. And that's another good thing about, I mean, I don't wish injury upon anybody, but that's another good thing about these Suns injuries is we have a whole week to rest and to recover and practice because there is not much time to practice. So we will see once that playoff schedule comes out and once we know who we're playing, y'all know I'm gonna make a video about it on this channel. So stay tuned for that. Torrey Craig is playing good when he's the starter. I agree. Manuel makes a good point here. If I can find his comment, because I just lost it. He said, Torrey Craig needs rest also. I agree with that, but one game left in the season, a week off. I'm sure Torrey Craig will be just fine. But I do kind of low-key agree with you. All right, let's see. Jesse Phoenix 602 says, what's up, Suns Geek? We play okay, but them Lakers want it more, but it's all good. Lose to LA. Diamondbacks beat the LA Dodgers. Exactly. Yeah, that's cool, man. I wish I was more into baseball to have an opinion on that. Shout out to my guy, Logan. He says, obviously, I want Payne and Biyombo to be okay, but I think Shamet and Lendell are better shooters to have around Book, KD, CP3. That's an excellent point, Logan. And I do appreciate you being here, man. You're always spitting facts in the comment section. Now, even though Jock had kind of a bad game last game, I thought he was really good this time. He obviously had more touches. He had more of an opportunity. He was super aggressive out there. I remember when we first got KD, for a little bit, he was sort of having like a pick and roll chemistry with Kevin Durant. Eventually that faded away because the Jock minutes went away, but Kevin Durant was finding him on so many possessions. And we all know that Jock Landale can pick and pop. I don't really think we've seen too much of that, but I do agree with you. Maybe if, and we've seen Kevin Durant play with this second unit. So maybe during the playoffs, maybe you do experiment. I mean, you don't really want to experiment too much in the playoffs, but there's going to be times where guys are playing out there, free flow and everything. Maybe you do want a Jock Landale that can set screens, roll hard to the rim, pick and pop, hit a three and all that. And then again, as much as we all clown Landry Shamet, and even though he is in an extreme shooting slump, Monty Williams made this point. He said, he's still a threat out there. You still got to respect him. He's not wrong. So that's a great comment from Logan. All right, let's keep going here. Terrence Ross is in a terrible slump for over 5 games now. I hope he snaps out of it just in time for the playoffs. He is streaky. Yeah, and I feel like that is the definition of streaky. I mean, he was 5 for 11 tonight. He had 10 points, 6 assists. He's going to continue to play hard. He's still instant offense out there, but I think slump is the right word. But still, I mean, 10 points, 6 assists, not too bad. Logan says Biyombo has been great lately, but his free throw shooting is problematic. Yeah, I talked about that yesterday with Matthew Lissy over at the Suns Jam Session podcast, which, by the way, go subscribe to those guys. Go follow them. They're great guys. I love being on their show. But, I was talking about how some teams might go hack-a-busy or like a hack-a-shack against him, and he's got to be able to make those free throws. So I agree with that. Christopher says, we don't know if we get the Warriors or Clippers in the first round. So speaking of that, y'all, I did look at the standings, which I believe are finally updated because the Lakers obviously won. I think the Warriors won tonight because the Kings rested all their starters. I think the Pelicans won as well. So currently right now, if the playoffs were to begin today, we would play the Warriors. Or excuse me, we would play the Warriors because Phoenix is 4th and the Warriors are 5th. But it's scary. And I'll just share my screen so y'all can see what I'm talking about here. Because it's literally like a it's pretty much like a tie from the 5th seed to the 10th seed. So y'all can see my screen right now. Golden State has 43 wins, 38 losses. Clippers have 38 losses. Lakers, they're 8-2 in their last 10. They have 42 wins. It's literally a scenario where like most of these teams could jump up to the 5th seed. Like one day we could be playing the Clippers, the next day we could be playing the Warriors. I think it's unlikely that the Lakers could be the 5th seed, but that still could potentially happen. I think they said on the broadcast that like the Pelicans need to lose their next games or 2 games, and it is just a chaotic situation. What I do know, because the NBA communications page tweeted this out, is that the Eastern Conference is set. I mean, because you see it on the screen. The Wizards are out, the Pacers are out, blah, blah, blah. Like that is the playoff play-in scenario. Bucks, Celtics, Sixers, Cavs, Knicks, Nets, Heat, Hawks, Raptors, Bulls. Shout out to the Bulls, by the way, for getting the job done and eliminating the Dallas Mavericks, but I'm going to troll them and talk crap later. But anyways, just wanted to share that with y'all, that the Eastern Conference standings play-in tournament is all set, but it is the Wild West. I mean, look at this, you guys. Look at those numbers. Look at those win and loss columns. It is nuts, man. But I think right now, I don't know why. I just feel like we're going to play the Clippers. I don't know why. But if we play the Warriors, we're going to have to get the defending champions out of the way early. And if we play the Lakers, that would be incredible drama, must-see TV if we play the Lakers in the first round. To be honest, the only thing that scares me about the Lakers is a motivated LeBron, a healthy Anthony Davis, and a foul-drawing referee favorite Austin Reeves. Beyond that, I believe we could beat them. But we got to stay healthy. Anthony says, can we talk about the non-call before halftime? I'm not too concerned about the officiating tonight. It just is what it is. But I get your concern there. I'm not worried about the officiating yet. KD Landale connection was nice before KD rolled his ankle. Exactly. We've played all year without pain. Kind of feels that way, doesn't it? If the Clippers beat our bench, we will play the Clippers in the first round. That's a good point. Gregory says, I hope we play the Warriors because they aren't the best on the road. Christopher says, and the Mavs are out. Let's celebrate, Suns fans. Seriously, I was trolling so hard on Twitter. Make sure to follow me on Twitter, by the way, y'all. All right, so real quick, I just kind of want to just wrap this game up because there's really not that much to really talk about, but there's just some things I just wanted to bring up. Before Cameron Payne went down, I thought Cameron Payne actually looked pretty good. I mean, he was playing with a lot of great energy out there. He had 13 points, 4 assists, was shooting 5 for 13 in 15 minutes. He just looked really confident out there. He looked like that campaign that we all know and love. And I hope he's okay because when he took that fall, he really did hit the ground hard. I hope he's okay. I'm sure he'll bounce back. We kind of talked about Landry Shamet already. That ball's got to start flying in. But I will say this. Landry Shamet had 5 assists and 3 steals tonight. And he had one possession where LeBron was kind of running in for the fast break on the corner. And then he drove in. Landry Shamet just kind of put his body on him. And LeBron just kind of flipped the ball up. He wanted the foul. I thought Shamet actually guarded LeBron pretty well on that possession. And there was a few other possessions where Shamet was just on him. There was one play, I think LeBron had like a corner 3 and Shamet was there to contest and LeBron missed. So I'm telling you guys, Shamet can actually provide some good minutes out there. But he's just got to start hitting that 3. Same thing with Damian Lee. Same thing with Ish Wainwright. That 3's got to start going in. Darius Baisley had a highlight dunk. He had 7 minutes tonight. Good to see him getting a little bit of a run. Jock Landale, 17 points, 10 boards, 2 assists, 8 for 13 from the field. No 3s, though. And Damian Lee, I swear, Damian Lee always has the quietest games ever. And Matthew Lissy from the Suns Jam Session said it so perfectly. He was like, He's like, Damian Lee's the kind of guy, like he comes in and if he doesn't hit a three or whatever, or if he misses a couple shots, he's out. I didn't even really remember him playing much tonight, but he still had 7 points, 4 rebounds. And we already talked about Terrence Ross, 10 points, 6 assists, 5 for 11 shooting. But there is somebody I want to talk about real quick. And then we'll get to some questions, get to the chat, and then we'll probably wrap this thing up. Saben Lee. I mean, I'm a big energy guy, as you guys probably know, if you guys watch this channel a lot. I thought Saben Lee's energy was really good tonight, y'all. He played 24 minutes. And yeah, he went 4 for 12 from the field. But he finished with 9 points, 4 rebounds. He had 1 offensive rebound, 2 assists. And he hit a 3-pointer in LeBron's eye, by the way. But there were so many possessions where he must be learning from Josh Okogie, because there were so many times where the ball would miss and he would be up in the air trying to secure that offensive rebound or defensive rebound. I loved his energy, man. It was great. Shout out to Saben Lee, man. Let me see. Just getting to some comments here. Yeah, Andrew, I did see that LeBron or that Torrey Craig block on LeBron. That happened like late 4th quarter, didn't it? I believe that's when it happened. I could be wrong though. Someone correct me if I'm wrong on that. Mark says, who would have thought that the Mavericks would not be in the playoffs? OKC probably is in after that tough loss last year. I'm glad Dallas didn't make it. Exactly. We're going to talk about the Mavericks in a minute, y'all. Trust me. We're going to talk about them. Logan says a 5-way tie is still possible where Minnesota jumps to the 5th seed. Logan, if that happens, that's going to be awesome, because I have my friend who is named Andrew, and he's Let's Talk Wolves or Timberwolves Talk. He's been on this channel before. That'd be amazing, because we would have him on every playoff game, and we'd be able to get a Timberwolves fans perspective during the playoffs. That'd be awesome. Yeah, Anthony says, great to see Baisley and Saben Lee get some minutes. Yeah, man, and these guys are going to come out here on Sunday against the Clippers, and they're going to play hard. They're going to show Monty Williams what they can do, and we might need some of these guys. I take that back. We're going to need these guys during the playoffs. We're just absolutely going to need them, man. All right, y'all. I think that's it for the game. I'll just end it. Just reading some quick stats, not that it really matters. Lakers shot nearly 49% tonight. They hit 18 threes. We only got out rebounded by a few. We had 23 assists tonight. We had 10 blocks. That's huge. We only had 9 turnovers. And we beat them in the points in the paint battle 52-48. But again, doesn't really matter. All right, y'all. Let's get to a little bit more Phoenix Suns news, because we actually have a little bit of news, sort of. No, not sort of. I take that back. We do have Phoenix Suns news, because this is a Phoenix Suns legend that I'm talking about, y'all. The next order of Phoenix Suns news is the voice of the Phoenix Suns, Al McCoy. And I got to lower this little Lakers Suns graphic here. The Phoenix Suns will be honoring Al McCoy and his Hall of Fame career during April 9th's halftime presentation, which is Sunday against the Clippers. McCoy will retire at the conclusion of the season following 51 seasons as the voice of the Suns. He will hang up his headset after the 2022-23 season. McCoy's tenure with the Suns is the longest run by the team broadcaster in NBA history. Not in Suns. Well, yeah, in Suns history, but not just in Suns history. It's in NBA history. 51 seasons, y'all. The Suns will celebrate the broadcaster's illustrious career with a halftime presentation versus the Clippers. So shout out to Al McCoy, the voice of the Phoenix Suns. It really, I could sit here and talk to you guys and give my thoughts on Al McCoy, but really, you guys, it's just pretty simple. I mean, he's on this wall for a reason, as you guys can see back here. I mean, I got his bobblehead, I got his book, I got all that good stuff. I love Al McCoy. It's really just, when I say he is the voice of the Phoenix Suns, it is true. Like, we will be talking about Al McCoy in like 10 years, 20 years, because he is just so iconic. And his loyalty to this team and his dedication to his job, his craft, and again, to this Phoenix Suns franchise is unmatched. And I always say this when I'm talking about Al McCoy, but he has literally been, he's always, sorry, I just lost my train of thought. He has always been broadcasters, like he's always been a hero to broadcasters. Sorry, I couldn't get my words out for a minute. He has always been other broadcasters' heroes. And he's in the Basketball Hall of Fame for a reason. And just again, y'all, just Google Al McCoy if you don't know much about him. Go open up a Suns history book if you can find one, because I own a couple of them. Heck, just go to Twitter and search up Al McCoy, y'all. He's just literally incredible. I mean, you guys see these legends on my wall. Let me get out of the way real quick, and y'all can see what I'm talking about. Like these legends right here, y'all. He's literally seen every player that has suited up for the Suns franchise, every single player. So shout out to Al McCoy, man. All right. I think that is it for the Suns game anyways. I went to my Instagram, by the way, follow me on Instagram. And I didn't really get too many questions because, oops, I hit my mic. I didn't really get too many questions, but I do appreciate everybody that responded. So I went to my Instagram and I said, hey, send me some questions for tonight's show. Follow me on Instagram, by the way. And then Suns Worldwide on Instagram was like, hey, you want to collab or whatever? And then Bally Sports was trolling Luka and the Mavs, which we are going to talk about. But I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss any questions. So I had a good question from my guy Charles. I've been asked a lot on this channel, like who do I want to play in the first round, right? I get that question a lot. But he asked a good question here. What opponent do I not want to face in the playoffs? That question kind of got me thinking. And I don't even know if I really have an answer necessarily. Because I truly believe that everybody we're going to play, it's going to be difficult either way. And I don't think we're going to sweep any team. You know what I mean? I feel like a sweep is probably extremely unlikely. But for some reason, I kept thinking of the Eastern Conference. And obviously, we're not going to play an Eastern Conference team until we get to the finals. But I'm like, there are maybe a couple of teams that I would fear. And I believe they're honestly in the Eastern Conference. I just don't know. Like, I don't know if it's Celtics or the Bucks. I don't know. That's a great question. So I want to hear from y'all. Like, who do you not want to verse? Or are we overconfident? Or are we a little, I don't know. Like, I don't want to be super overconfident because as we saw tonight, anything could happen. But at the same time, like, it's literally finals or bust for this team. They have to at least get to the finals if they're healthy. The only thing that is going to stop us is injuries, inconsistency, and rigged NBA games by the referees. So, and while I'm on a humble note, I sort of want to start humble and then drop my humbleness and talk a bunch of trash. And that's what we're going to do. Let me go to my Twitter real quick because we got some trolling to do, y'all. Let me just say this, though. I'll get it out of the way. Y'all already know this. Game 7 of that second round series against the Dallas Mavericks was obviously brutal. It was super brutal. Everything's been said about it. We got embarrassed, flat out. The Mavericks legit kicked our ass, and they also kicked our ass in Game 7. And we were humbled. Even me. I even tweeted it out. I said, I will no longer talk trash until the Suns start winning, and the only team I'm going to troll is the Lakers, and yada, yada, yada. I was humbled last year. Then this year started. And even though we were injured and stuff, we were still winning games. We were still staying afloat. And then we got Kevin Durant, and I started trolling a little bit because I started seeing the Dallas Mavericks fall. And that is exactly what happened tonight. the Dallas Mavericks were eliminated. And I've been trolling a little bit. I've been putting certain GIFs and photos on Twitter and responding to certain tweets. And look, I know there's like, champion, like real champions don't do that. Real champions don't talk crap and yada, 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 whatever. The way I look at it is Mavericks fans were trolling us, obviously, after Game 7, all off season long, anytime we played them. So I'm returning the favor. Does that make me kind of a loser for feeling better about Game 7? Probably. Whatever. I don't care. I'm trolling them back. But John over at the Suns Jam Session podcast said it perfectly. He was like, the real revenge is us beating them in the playoffs. Because at the time when he said that, we didn't even think the Mavericks, could have been eliminated. So pretty much we won't really have our full revenge until we play them and beat them in a playoff series. But the fact that they didn't even make it. They didn't even make the play-in tournament. That's how bad of a season they had. Clearly, they're not the Mavericks from last year. Clearly, and Mark Cuban, the owner, went on record and he said this. He said, like, I didn't get the correct pieces. I didn't get the correct players, yada, yada, yada. Like, this is my fault. He literally said, this is my fault. The fact that they didn't even make the play-in tournament, you know what? It may not make me feel 110% better about Game 7 and all that, but it makes me feel a little better. And seeing how Suns fans are trolling them and seeing the cockiness of certain Mavericks Twitter accounts and certain Mavericks fans kind of makes me feel better because they're clearly, like apparently they get some kind of a pick or whatever. Who knows what's going to happen with Kyrie? Luka didn't even talk to the media. And I'm not kidding you guys. That is a fact. He did not talk to the media today. At least Booker and Chris Paul would have the guts to go out there and talk to the media like they did after Game 7. So yeah, the Mavericks are in shambles. And you know what? As a fan of basketball, as a fan of NBA history, there is a side of me. Let's talk about the Brooklyn Nets for a minute. There is a side of me that wanted to see what a Kyrie, Harden, and KD could have done. There's a side of me that wanted to see that. Heck, there's even a side of me that wanted to see what like a good Ben Simmons and a KD and Kyrie could have done. There's a side of me that wanted to maybe see, like, let's say the Suns weren't in this or they were in the lottery. Let's say the Mavericks were a higher seed. There's a side of me that wanted to see what Kyrie and Luka could do. Because in all fairness, Luka and Kyrie play pretty well together for the most part. But it was just the Mavs defense. It was the Mavs role players. Manuel says, but they got McGee. McGee was terrible. McGee didn't even like play at some points. He's been one of the biggest disappointments this year after having a great season with us. Logan says, Mavs are so bad this year, they nearly messed up losing a game on purpose. Exactly. So even though the Mavs are in shambles and I'm all for it, I am all for the Mavs downfall. I'm trolling them left and right. I will say Kyrie and Luka probably can work, but they need more help. And a good question here from Mark Cooper. Do you think Jason Kidd should be fired? I think he's a good coach. I think he's an okay coach. I think it's honestly personnel and they need more help. Maybe Mark Cuban's not that great of an owner because he was legit like they were laughing on the bench tonight too, y'all. They were legit laughing. Like that shows the immaturity of that team. Mark Cuban was laughing. Like that team is in shambles. I don't want to spend any more time on them. I've trolled them enough. And I don't know, y'all. I just wanted to go on my Mavericks rant. So in short, It doesn't necessarily fully heal what happened in game 7, but it does make me feel a little better. And even though I don't got any alcohol, cheers to the Mavericks' terrible season. Cheers to them making the Western Conference Finals and then not even making the play-in tournament. Cheers to the stinky Mavericks. But yeah, that's enough Dallas Mavericks talk because they suck. Want to know what team doesn't suck? The Phoenix Suns, because we're freaking awesome. We're 8-0 with Kevin Durant, and we are the 4th seed in the Western Conference, no matter what. So I think that's it, y'all. Last question before I get out of here. Vision Plasma, I appreciate you being here. Do you think KD will try to recruit Kyrie over here? I like the way you worded the question. Do you think KD will try to recruit Kyrie over here? First off, it's a great question, but it's just way too early. Like, we don't know. We got to hear what Kyrie's exit comments are from the media. Let's just get to the offseason first. But to answer your question, I think it's possible, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen. And let's be real. Let's say James Jones, our GM, has asked this question. What he's going to say is, well, you know, we're going to try to get the best personnel in here and we're going to try to improve this team the best way you can, yada, 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 yada. That's what James Jones is going to say. He's not going to straight up say, yeah, we're going after Kyrie. He's number 1 on our list. He's not going to say that. But is he going to go to Devin Booker and Kevin Durant and say, hey, guys, we're interested in Kyrie. What do you guys think? Probably. James Jones will legit do that. So we'll see. It's just way too early. Ask me this question in 3-4 months. Because let's see, we got the rest of April, May, June. Finals are in June-ish, right? July. Free agency is sometime in July. So we'll see. And by the way, Kyrie is an unrestricted free agent. He's not a restricted free agent. He's an unrestricted free agent. And I'm sure Mark Cuban is going to come up with the money. He's even talked about it already. He's like, yeah, I want it. Like, Kyrie's number 1 on our priority list, yada, yada. But, oh boy, they're a wreck. Logan says, fingers crossed that Luka leaves for the Eastern Conference in a year or 2. If they let Luka go, that would be insane, man. But we're gonna have to see, y'all. So I think on that note, I'm out of here, y'all. I hope that you guys enjoyed this show. I just kind of was talking about whatever. I was reacting to what I saw. I'm praying that Busy and Campaign are okay. I'm praying that we stay healthy throughout the rest of the playoffs. You guys are seeing the banner right here. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on TikTok. You guys, literally all you got to do is just scan those QR codes or just go to Instagram and search it. Search for Suns Geek. And also follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/Suns Geek, or just search for Suns Geek. And remember, y'all, it's okay to troll the Mavericks. It's okay. You can do it because, damn it, trust me, I read all of my comments. I have Mavs fans every once in a while that troll me in the comment section. Well, they used to anyways. On Twitter, it's like a war against Suns fans and Mavericks fans on Instagram. So it's okay to troll Mavericks fans. That's all I gotta say. And as always, even if they beat us, we can troll the Lakers because everybody hates the Lakers. So I'm out of here, y'all. If you guys do celebrate the holiday, have a blessed and great Easter. I will be live after the Suns and Clippers game. I assume I'll be live. I'm planning on going live. Hopefully I'll have something to talk about. We'll see. Hopefully we'll have more to talk about then. Hopefully it's all good news too. But yeah, you guys are awesome. Shout out to my guy, Manuel. He says, good show. He says, love the YouTube shorts. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Definitely more YouTube shorts on the way. I'm going to slowly but surely bring back that Reacting to Suns Twitter series. And just stay tuned for more content, you guys. More live shows. Just more content on the way. When there's actual Suns news, you guys know I'm going to make a video and stuff about it. There just really hasn't been that much to talk about outside the games lately. So yeah, shout out to the Aussie Suns fan podcast. He says, want to merge in with us, Suns Geek? I could probably go for 30 minutes or something. Shout out to the Aussie Suns fan pod. They're about to go live here probably in a minute, and it looks like I'm about to join them. So yeah, everyone go check them out. Just search them on YouTube, Aussie Suns fan pod. I could probably give y'all about 30 minutes or so. So all right, y'all, go check them out. Mark Cooper says, happy Easter, Geek. Well, happy Easter to y'all. I love you guys. God bless you guys. Stay safe. Peace out. And win or lose, no matter what happens, as always, go Suns. Peace.
What's up, Suns Geek?